Hello. Greetings, everyone. Woo community, powerful people, happiest of 11/11 to you, and blessings to all of those that have served throughout the years. So nice to see you here. Everyone's starting to tune in. Anna Perella, hi, love. Nice to see you. Hey, Crystal, love your show. Oh, thank you. Love that you're here. Thanks for joining. Guinness Girl, my dear, I see your question. I've started, and my heart goes out to your dad, and I will be sure to get to that as soon as I answer questions here. Tarabai Lufo, nice to see you twice in the same day. How lucky we are. Aw, thank you. I feel the same way. Super grateful to have all of your devotion to showing up for these shows, tuning in with us. You are watching the Beyond Karma. Let me pull everything up. How is everybody doing this week? How has the week been? I guess we're just getting started. I guess we're just getting started. You're watching the Beyond Karma show here on Beyond Mystic every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And we are tuning in also on Rumble and YouTube. So be sure, if you're not subscribed to either, please follow us on what feels comfortable. As many of you already know, some of the content that is available on YouTube or on Rumble is not always available on YouTube. So there you have that. And so everybody knows, before I get started here, you can go ahead onto beyondmystic.net to the Academy and book consultations with myself. I offer hour-long and now half-hour-long readings and intuitive tarot readings and sessions with people, really getting the opportunity to get to know you personally, one-on-one, to really do some deep diving, calling in your guides, do a quick meditation together, and really see what is meant to come through for you. So it's a really powerful opportunity for us to come together and for you to really hone in with me and my skills and channel some of your guides. So there you have that. And today I also have a really awesome piece of good news for you from someone in our community. I was really excited when Mom and I received this email. And it did have, she does speak to a real success with something that we've been covering. We covered it on our own channel, and as well as on the Down the Rabbit Hole this last Thursday, which has to do with the time change. And so I look forward to, I'm just going to pull her email up and read that to you. And I look forward to sharing that with you, because it's so exciting to see that people are really stepping beyond the boundaries and going outside the box to be able to change the narrative and really live it. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up as we cruise on through. And to start today, I'm going to pull the cards up and we'll get right into questions. Right into questions here. So nice to see familiar faces. Yeah. Greetings, Shannon, Cassandra. Hello, hello. Murdoch, Suzanne. Hi, everyone. So nice. So nice. Okay, let's get into it here. You know what? Before I do, I'm actually going to do what I always do and light some Palo Santo. You know, I love to use sage to smudge the whole house and to smudge the area before I do any sessions. And Mom and I will often, if we remember, try as often as possible to start the day by smudging the house. And if we don't remember in the morning, then we will do it in the evening, and we do a whole walkthrough, because hey, you know what? We move a lot of energy in our home and call a lot of things throughout the day, whether we're working with all of you or not. So it's a really good practice to get into doing that. And then before a session, I really like to use the Palo Santo and just clear a little bit. I find it a very uplifting and positive, really heart-centered feeling scent and medicine. So I definitely like to use that before I get into doing any sessions. It really just speaks to my heart, brings me into the beginning of that power neutral, heart-centered space. Okay. Make sure I'm starring all the questions as I go along from all you beautiful people. Okay. Do a little card clearing as we get on into it here. Guinness Girl says, I love Palo Santo. I have a bracelet with Palo Santo beads that I wear all the time. It smells so good. Ooh, yes. Do I send an intention? That's a great question. My intention is generally, as I said, for myself and the energies around me to come into that heart-centered frequency, the frequency of love, the frequency that is indeed power neutral. And so it is my intention, as I connect with the medicine and the spirit of the element that is the wood and the Palo Santo, to come into that heart coherence. Okay, so Guinness Girl says, hey, Kay. Hello, love. My dad lost the love of his life a week ago today. Does she have a message for him? Maybe something specific, so he believes that when I show him this video. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to really tune in here, folks. And Guinness Girl, I invite you to do the same. Just go ahead and take some breaths with me. Tuning into her image, her spirit. Tuning into that love between the two of them. We'll see what comes through for your dad. Okay, beautiful here. Let's see. Oh, so much work in healing the heart. So they were very, what I see here is that they were very karmically linked, that they were meant to be together in this lifetime. And I feel that this is perhaps not the only lifetime that they've been together, and also perhaps not the last. I think that their love story will carry on, that their connection will carry on. We've got the karmic card here, and the King and Queen of Cups come together here. And you can see through that this real, oh, I feel this real gentleness, like this peaceful, serene, real sweet care that comes in. So even from beyond where her spirit is now, there is this connection between them, and something even maybe around like their love for water, or times that they would spend by the ocean together, that she'll be really there with him when he's close to the water, and that it may even be something. I mean, we've got three real water scenarios here. So to start with, what I can see is that her spirit is very free now. She is going on a real new journey in the other realms, and she's asking to be really celebrated. So whenever you think of her, whenever you speak to her, to really do it through celebration. She really wants to be, for people to come together and kind of party over her, with it, to have a real, especially with her nearest and dearest, to come together and to share feasting, share drinks in her honor. And then for your dad to, in the future here, she's really encouraging him to continue on with life, to not dwell for too long, to really allow the, I want to say, allow some adventure back in a way, heading in this new direction. It feels like out of troubled waters. And he may get the feel, rather than staying in grief around the loss. And I do agree that over the next even 3 months, I'd say, to really stay in the honoring of her, the celebration of her. And then for the next few months, so like up to the 6-month mark, to maybe even take a journey. I don't know. I'm not even looking at comments right now because I really want to stay in the channeling of all of it. Something like going on a journey with her ashes or her spirit, or taking a trip somehow with her, to just do some exploring and to really go into that deeper healing. But one of the things I don't see here is a lot of grief, a lot of sorrow or despair or anything like that. And it almost feels like there's no need. She's going to continue to speak to him from beyond. She's going to continue to communicate with him. And especially when it comes to them being close to water together. Yeah, especially when it comes to them being close to water. Oh, there we go. Vacationed on islands. Yeah, woof. I got super chills when I read that. Yeah, definitely. I feel like even going on a bit of a journey with her spirit, with her ashes, however it said, be in the honoring of her spirit. The indigenous people will really stay in the honoring of someone, with them, their pictures all around, with telling their stories continuously, with really speaking their names every day. And they'll do that for a good solid year, to be in this honoring of the love that was shared, about the presence of that being so deserving, to not just like, oh, they're gone now and now we got to get on with life as quick as possible. No, stay in the celebration, stay in the journey, and stay connecting, because they are very karmically connected. So that's really beautiful to see. He isn't very mobile, so maybe it's a spiritual trip. Absolutely. And you know what? She may be helping him to heal some of that which is challenging in his body. She might have more access to being able to support him in that from the other side. So I do see him within the next 6 months really moving in a healthier, in a healing direction around everything that's occurred. Yeah. So much love and blessings to your dad on this journey. I have experienced much loss of my dear loved ones in this lifetime, and I can say many years into it that the grief still hits me so completely sometimes. And yet I feel really honored and empowered to have these beings that are so present on the other side as my leagues of angels and ancestors and support. It is the thing that we came here to do, to live and experience this human life, and then to be also in the relationship of all of those that have come before and all of those that are yet to come. We are not alone ever in this journey, right? So, yeah, so understandable, honey. That's beautiful to hear as well. Yeah, you're most welcome. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Did we sign a soul contract to be here, and are we soul warriors against the evils? Okay. Curious question here, Suzanne, because I wonder, my dear, what the we is that you're speaking of. Are we talking about all of us in general, or are we speaking to us light workers, the people in our community? I'm going to go at it from a total blank perspective and just ask the question as you did. So did we sign a soul contract to be here, and are we soul warriors against the evils? Did we? Light workers, that's what I thought. That's what I'm tuning into. Let's be real here. That's what I'm tuning into. Okay. Ah. Yeah. Okay, why is that really wonky here? 2 6s already. Oh, yeah. Interesting. 2 9s. Oh my goodness. 2 3s. Okay. That's wild. Okay. Interesting. Look at this. Well, okay. So did we sign a soul contract to be here? So, whether we knew that we were doing it or not, we have. And the soul contract is a lot to do with I feel like our soul contract as beings coming to coexist on this planet Earth, right? So the one true being that comes up here is the Empress, which is also very associated with our Earth Mother. And if that is the question, we have signed up almost contractually to work with a lot of the heavy energy. We've got the 9 of Wands here. They have heavy energy that the Earth is going to have to be, that she has signed up, that she has contracted to move through at this time in this way. So we are in alliance as light workers to help her move some of that energy and to bring this new, especially right now, especially after this year. I mean, we've definitely been kind of going at it bit by bit here with that 6 of Wands. And then I feel that now we've really entered this big awakening period, and our hearts are being opened, our emotions are all coming to the surface, and a lot of us light beings are really being like having to see what we're made of at this point. So now the interesting part of all of this is that I don't see evil. I see more that we're almost sidestepping the evil and working together as light workers to just build the light. To just like, yes, energetically we've been working through some stuff, but it's kind of been, this is the resume cards here. So it's kind of been building our skills, just enough to build our skills as light workers. And this year especially is where our real ancient wisdom is coming to the surface, where we're really seeing, calling forth that which has been buried deep inside of us, that's gotten, it's been activated. And we're really being called to work together here, to work together on bringing in this new. See, we've got 3 sets of 2s. So there's a lot about creating balance. There's a lot about creating harmony, mastery, about, synthesizing and creating. So how powerful is that? It's definitely, and so let me ask lastly here about whether this being our mission as light workers coming in, what do we need to know against us being soul warriors against the evil? I'm going to pull 3 more on that. Again, not super heavy cards. We're dismantling some of the stickier 3D reality around materialism. We're definitely just working to dismantle some of that and creating new higher consciousness light being realities around how to work through that. Again, I'm like, what do we need to know about the evil? I feel as though as long as we continue to choose to, it's making a choice as to where you stand. If you really stand in your light, I mean, Ricky talks about it all the time, right? Like really channeling the energy of nature, the elements, the cosmos, and us as light beings, what we're capable of working with. It looks as though we're going to surpass a lot of the fight against evil if we really stay in our own light bodies. So that's a really interesting look. And Suzanne says it makes a lot of sense, even though one has been put through a lot of heavy heart stuff. It's like the darkness repels and we stand up together on another level. Exactly. Nailed it, Suzanne. Nailed it. Yeah. Okay. Tracy, I'm getting to your question now. I see many people in support of you. Thank you, community. I'm so grateful for all of you showing up here together in all the ways that we are able to support each other. It really warms my heart and means the world to me, truly. So let's have a look for you. My husband, Daryl, has been in the hospital since October 23rd with a major heart attack. I'm a basket case right now, and yesterday was the first day of a positive news. Can you do a reading on him? Okay, Tracy. I sure can. I sure can. So again, we're all holding Tracy here, and I know that we're already on that tune. And I'm just going to take a moment. Hmm. Okay. This is a big question, my dear. So I've pulled a full spread on it, as I would. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start by saying that although what seems like touch and go right now really is going to be bringing about a deeper healing for him, and for you even, I feel that I'm not sure what his relationship with his mother is, but that his mom's spirit is really close right now and really in support of him. So I'm not sure if she's in person being able to do that, or if she is in spirit able to be there to support him. But I do see that there is that really beautiful mothering energy that's around, that's helping him with some healing that's going to be coming through, and also the opportunity here to really get out into, when he has the chance and is able to, for you two to get out in nature together and to just spend some time being in the elements and allowing, put his bare feet on the ground, touch a tree, and allow the elemental beings and the medicine of the Great Mother to do some healing work on him as well. That's going to be important. I do see that this is certainly weighing heavy on your heart and has been a tough one to go through. I mean, something like a heart attack always is, right? We have 2 5s here. So he's really in the position right now of making the choice to really show up, to really be here when we have health scares like that. We can often go into these places of feeling like, oh wow, we're really at a crossroads, that you're thinking about life differently, and you didn't even know that you needed that kind of a wake up call until something like that happens. And then and then all of a sudden you're thinking about things differently and you're considering things differently. And certainly he's being called to do some introspective work, some uh, just generally reflecting, personal reflection on life, and that there may be a couple of weeks of just feeling a little bit, I wouldn't say a little bit touch and go, not in the most scary way, because there does really look like big healing that's on the horizon for him, but that it's going to be still a little bit of a rocky road within the next 2 days to 2 weeks here. So prayers to you on that. The real outcome in it, though, is that I feel like he's going to feel much more energized in the long run from this experience. There's going to be a new energy that's coming through for him. And to rest your heart, my dear, rest your mind a little bit and trust and pray and know that there may still be a couple bumps in the road, but everything looks as though it's going to clear really beautifully. And yeah, be the real nurturing, loving wife and mother figure that you're so capable of being. And you're also so capable of, this is the magnet queen here. So setting your intentions and calling that intention in through the essence of who you are, and really utilizing, again, these are 2 very earth mother type cards. So really utilizing that energy to call his spirit back, to ground into the earth again. He's being asked to kind of make that choice right now, to make the choice to really arrive here again and step forward on potentially a slightly new path. So all in all, it does look positive, and I can feel your heart, and I can imagine how hard this has been on your mind as well. So allow you to stay in some ease here. I am going to pull an Angels and Ancestors card at the end of today's session, and I'll tune in with you when I do so and ask for all of these ones that are working now on the other side and those that are really working to be here to come through in that wisdom. So blessings to you, Tracy. And yeah, you get an extra blessing from the big mama, my big mama, who's on the show right now. Hi, Mama. Nice to have you. Nice to have you. Okay. I'm just going to take a moment here to cruise back through the comments so that I make sure that I catch everyone's questions as we go along here. Looks like I am. If for some reason I miss your question, then you can just go ahead and pop it back in again. Perfect. Here we go. Am I going to get a job soon? I would assume that means soon. That you're asking, am I going to get a job soon? Autocorrect is a fun thing. So let's have a look. Star, if you're still on the show, I'm having a look at your question about getting a job soon. And I think that's what you're meaning. Although calling in some sun on that question is always a good thing. Let's bring some light on in. They are sticky. Okay, that one really wanted to come out. So that says to me, yes. I'm going to pull a couple more, but it really wanted to be seen that it feels like the job that's coming in feels like a job you're going to be doing for quite some time. It's going to be the one that really allows you to create your nest egg, to really settle into building your legacy. So, and to me, that says also not to settle. If it doesn't feel like it's that job, then the right one is on its way, and make sure that you wait until it feels like it checks all your boxes, because there is the potential for that. So I'm going to pull 3 more for you, and then we'll have a look at that. Star says yes, sorry. It's almost midnight here. Yeah. No worries. Well, gosh, thank you for tuning in at almost midnight. I feel really honored that you're taking the time at that time. Hey, look at that. I mean, look at this as your outcome. We got the 9 of Pentacles, and then the 10 of Pentacles came out. You've needed some time to rest. You've needed some time to just recoup, to tune in, to rest your being, and to come back into a space that feels a bit more authentically you, a space that feels like you're ready to step back into the job world, the job force, as in a more of a playful, curious, adventurous kind of way, where you're really wanting to be authentically yourself in what you do next. So it looks like just keep coming at it from that place. And really what's coming in is a fantastic opportunity for you to, I get even things like setting a great schedule that really works for you, having a job that really works for you and your lifestyle. Again, like I said here, checks all the boxes, right? Where so that it's not just about the money, but it's about the whole. It's about the whole picture. It's about this is going to be the kind of job that I want to do for the rest of my years happily, and that I get to be in celebration of the fruits of your labor, not just working to survive. That's so beautiful to see. I hope that feels supportive for you. I hope that feels supportive for you. Yeah, right. Hey, it's her guides coming through. It's always lovely to see when you get the cards that are so supported in that way. It's like easy to speak to then. Love your show. I'm wondering if my marriage will be ending soon. I'm at the end of my rope. Oh, my dears, some big questions today. Again, we are all with you in the compassion of getting to that place in life with someone that has been someone that you've loved and that you've shared life with. And although I may not to be able to answer all of your questions now, it might be also supportive for us to have a more in-depth session together where we can really connect and I can ask you some questions. But let's have a look at what comes through for you today. And then I'm going to share some good news. Yeah, you at the end of your rope. This is the burnout card, right? Just feeling really burdened by, I don't know how many years you've put in, 10 years plus, feeling really burdened by, this is just as much of this reality as you want to carry and as you can. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so what I get there, and I'm just going to I get that it's almost as though with this Knight of Cups in between these two, it's almost as though like you or your husband have been trying to make possibly even some last ditch effort to try to rekindle things or bring it back, or perhaps even there's been some, your heart is already moving in a new direction. There may have been some propositions or even just a longing for your heart to really be held, to really be honored, to really be honored in your relationship style. Your heart is asking for more, and what keeps coming up right now is just generally some confrontation. I see that coming through, and potentially even just too many heartbreaks along the way, and that is no longer serving, and part of you is already ready to move in a new direction, and that's why there may be no real chance to have what there might have been at one point, right? So, and why these little battles or frustrations with each other keep coming up. It's a sad look at the cards, but I don't see the insincerity. Yeah, that's a good point, John Dizzle. It's a sad looking cards, but I don't see insincerity. It's so true. It's so true. And And that's exactly it. Like, I don't see, there's no hard feelings here. I don't see a huge tear down happening. It feels as though you're still really looking, you know, that you're just sort of feeling a bit disgruntled and feeling like, I know that there's more for me. I know that there's more for me. So although I don't see a big collapse or a huge ending, I see that you're already moving in a new direction, and that it's going to essentially be up to you to choose if this completes. To me, what I see is that it is already complete, but I don't see any cards that say, oh, it's going to be ending in a specific time, other than over, certainly over the next few months here, it could feel really challenging for you. So that might be the make or break point. And you're already energetically at a make or break point. So it's going to be, up to you to move in a new direction. Again, it would be the most helpful to be able to oh, wow, 27 years together and I'm tired. Absolutely. And that's the thing, right? That's what we're seeing here, is that it's been a long haul and there's not a whole, there's just naturally moving in new directions and feeling like this is enough, right? And so that, I would say, to get deeper perspective on it, to be able to really dive into how to support you in navigating through transitioning out of something that you've been in for 27 years together. There's going to be a lot of threads and long-standing patterns that are going to be needing to be cleared, and support that you may need to go through that. So us and our team are here for you if you feel so called to book a session. As I said, there are the hours and the half an hours up there. It doesn't actually take that much longer once we get in it together. So maybe something like a half an hour even will be supportive for you. Blessings to you on that journey, and celebrations to you for having 27 years in a marriage. That is no small feat. That is no small feat. Okay, on that note, everyone, I am going to pull up my good news story here. Now, Mom and I received this email from someone in our community, and they might even pop on and say that it's them that shared it, but I'm going to share it anonymously today. And they reached out after the segment on the Down the Rabbit Hole show and shared with us that this has been the third year that I've chosen not to change my clocks to reflect the time change. I thought I would share how I have managed this in case you want to try it out. In the settings on your computer and your phone, change the time zone to reflect the time you want it to be. So we can go on manually, so that, and many of you probably know this, so that our devices don't automatically change on us and we choose the time zone. She's got some more information on it here though. So for me, I changed the time zone from Toronto to Halifax because this keeps the clock at the same time as it was before they went back. Okay. This automatically changes the time on your emails and calendar on any site where people can book appointments, and change your time zone as well. So that's really good for anybody to know that is doing online work, for our calendar systems that are run through online. Such an incredible insight as to how the logistics of how we can start, right? So all the electronic scheduling will automatically be set to reflect time zones you have chosen. Now all you have to worry about is voice conversations. Yeah. I chose to stay with the time we have in the summer, and I was so happy to see that the cards agreed with me, right? So if someone wants to meet at, say, noon, you leap forward to 1 p.m. And if you keep a paper calendar, always remember to write down what time zone it is in and to make sure you make the adjustments in the actual time that you need to be there. And she also shares, this has had a large positive impact on my life, despite being a little inconvenient for part of the year. So, how cool is that? People are actually doing it. This incredible member of our community has actually, for 3 years now, taken the time, oh my, embraced the change and actually really stuck to it in a powerful way. So that's really incredible to hear. And even before she sent that to us, Mom and I have been talking about how we need to make these changes. And I was like, oh, I want to do it, but we already have to manage so much to do with time, and it's going to get even more confusing. And then it's like, I think that we've committed to, in the new year, just going ahead and just doing it. And hey, I mean, if all of us get on board together and make a pact with each other, we could start a rebel revolution here. We could start really supporting and influencing each other to make the change, to really step forward in a new way and say, and if everybody just starts doing it, then yeah, I'm on board, right? If everybody just starts doing it, then, it'll catch on, right? People will be like, oh, you're doing that? I'm going to do that. What? How easy is it? Oh my God, really? And then it just starts spreading. And Mom and I did some further looking into, because I had shared that up in Fort St. John, the times don't change. And I was like, I thought it had something to do with because it was so far up north, which is what everybody said to me. But no, actually, it had to do with trade deals, because it's a northern British Columbian town, but it actually does a lot of oil trade deals with Alberta. And so they were wanting to stay on Alberta time. They actually ended up choosing wrong, because they gave like 4 different time options, 4 different choices, and everybody chose the one that was essentially the spring forward time. Right? Yeah. The one that we're talking about, the one in the summer. And I know, Taro by Lupo, this will be a different scenario for you, and those of you in the UK, or those of you in Australia as well. So it's going to be all different. But the time zone doesn't change in Arizona either. Yeah. And then I was looking at other towns that have embraced this time not changing, and they just go ahead and do it. And their mayor signs off on it, and they're like, yeah, sounds like a good idea. And then I learned that the premier or something of BC was going to do it. We were supposed to do it here in BC, but he was like, oh, I'm going to wait until it was a terrible speech. He was like, I'm going to wait until the US, our neighboring US trades dynamics, until they do it, and the neighboring places do it first. And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So, right, we gained an hour that doesn't exist. Exactly. So spring forward sounds more positive than fall back. Amen, honey. So I thought celebrations, if we could all celebrate this incredible community member for taking the stand, making the change, and then spreading that with the world. Let's all get on board. Mic drop. Alrighty. Onwards and outwards. You know what? Before I get into all of that good stuff, here's a little reminder where you can go to book a consultation with me. Also, all of the links to that should be in the description below. And I wanted to speak to as well this talk from Cliff High on singularity on the Beyond Mystic page. I highly encourage everyone to go on and have a look at this if you haven't. It is one of his most in-depth, comprehensive, powerful offerings that has come through yet. So if you haven't had a moment to check that out, I definitely encourage you to do so. And of course, like we've been sharing, please go on to the Beyond Mystic Academy and fill out this survey. 3 minutes it takes you. And Beyond Mystic is shifting, and this change is for you. Our mission's always been to offer guidance that restores clarity, strengthens your inner compass, and helps you navigate the noisy world with truth and empowerment. I mean, that's what we're here for together, right? So please, if you haven't, go ahead and fill out that survey. All right, back to our regular scheduled program. Let's see what's next here. Just gonna cruise back through. Ciao for now, Guinness girl. Blessings to your dad. Big hugs and so much love to you. Okay. Next. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So, Amen 60 shares here. There was a bullet that came through our front window of our home September 10th at 10 p.m. Was it random or on purpose? We had just moved in less than a month. Oh, that is terrifying. Let's have a look at that. Holy. So you know what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull 2 piles here. I'm going to pull on if this was an accident or if it was a targeted on purpose event here. What a scary scenario to have happen right in the first month of moving in. So sorry to hear that. Whew. What do we need to know? Was it random or on purpose? All right, I'm going to pull 3 for random and 3 for on purpose. Okay. Sometimes I wish I had my mom with me. Okay, so for 1, I honestly don't know, like if it was, I'm stumped. Let me think for a second, because random looks like if it was an accident, perhaps it was geared towards someone else or some sort of a scenario where there was, it doesn't look like conflict though. Like it looks as though it could have been an accident and it was they felt really bad about it. And it's really potentially like taken them down or something. But I wonder who. It doesn't also look like it was targeting your home. If anything, because we have the Sun and the 2 of Cups here. So this says to me that there's, you set up the potential of a really beautiful space, a really beautiful new home, and you kind of got caught maybe potentially in the crossfires of something. And that, of course, is really scary to hear because you've set up this new space. Now, I'd say more so than anything, let's have a look at what you need to know going forward about it to make sure that you're safe going forward. Geared towards the previous inhabitants. Uh-huh. Thank you. Geared towards the previous inhabitants. Mistaken identity. Yeah, absolutely. Quite possibly here, right? It could have been also, I mean, a lover's quarrel, maybe, like something where it was mistaken identity and they thought that this person still lived in there that was a couple before or something, in terms of it being on purpose. What do you need to know about going forward? Oh, that probably really shook you up, hey? And then what can you do to clear it? It doesn't look, I don't know that it's going to be coming back again. So I would say it was actually empty for a year. Aha. Okay, so it might have even been like some kids there. Let me see here. Yeah, it might have been kids. Sarah, I'm sorry that you missed it. We do have a couple of questions still in the queue to answer at this point. So we'll get you. We'll get you in next time. I see you, Sarah Megan 89. She missed up on our show earlier. I would say clearing the energy in the home and even setting some intentional safety space outside and casting some protection over the home. I'm wondering what, Amen 60, what happened after that? What was the follow through for you? What did they say was the reasoning behind that when you called in authorities and stuff like that? Because that just looks a bullet that came through your front window. It does look like it's going to be moving on, and for you to really take a stand with the energy in your house and make sure that you smudge the space, make sure that you set your like an energetic protection field around the outside of it, and that just allows it to keep the barriers between you and anybody. The sheriff had no answer. Yeah, it might have been random because this looks like it got caught up. You just got caught up in like a chaos and a bit of a crossfire scenario there. But even if that's the case, right, that doesn't feel so nice to be like, well, then are we safe going forward? And I do see that the energy is going to lift again and it is going to shift for you. I don't see a repeater happening. Again, just I did smudge when we moved in, but I will definitely do more. Yeah. And you know, if it still feels heavy for you, it might be good to even, like I said, just look up setting certain objects outside or around the house to keep the energy of the house safe. And you know, that is never a bad thing for any of us to do in this world nowadays. I did smudge. Okay, so it seems that they knew that they did it. You know what? I can't imagine that anybody who did it doesn't know. If it was an accident, they feel really bad that it happened, and I think that it's weighed on them. Potentially, that accident may have been meant for somebody else, that it was going in the direction of someone else, and it actually came through your home. And again, then that would be why it would make sense that it looked like it was a crossfire. You got caught in that. Yeah, really sorry to hear that. Oh my gosh, we're at the end of our segment already. Okay, I'm going to answer one more here because I want to know. Christian Lovejoy. Hi. Will I, or have I met my twin flame? Will I go into 5D solo as divine feminine? I have no attachments and feel I can be more useful, so hesitant to date my best friend. Okay. So, this is a bit of a bigger question too, my darlings. Okay. Yeah, so grateful that no one got hurt. Yeah, so grateful. Very true. Protecting externally and internally, great idea. I just moved in October. I should do that here as well. Yeah, absolutely, always. Always. And Feng Shui has some really good protection to just keep the energy safe around your house as well. So to look into that. Yeah, so grateful everyone was okay. Last question here. Let's wrap her up. Okay, so I'm going to be really sneaky and I'm going to pull one card on have you met your twin flame and one card on will you meet your twin flame. I'm going to just like, the cards better tell me. Tell me. Okay. Will you and have you? You know, it's interesting. Both of these feel very solo. And exactly what you said. Will I go into 5D solo as divine feminine? You may. I don't see, I see that we're looking at, have you met him yet? You're still on this self-discovery journey. You're still definitely looking, like walking your own path and heading your own direction. And this is a very creative, expressive, certainly highly energized, self-masterful card. And it does definitely speak to the divine feminine. So if you have a cat, that might be your twin flame for now. That might be your twin flame for now, my dear. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Tarot by Lupo. I so appreciate that. So appreciate that. So appreciate all of you. Okay. And to finish us off here, I'm going to pull a Angels and Ancestors card from the deck. And let's tune in with it, what everyone needs to hear from the collective guides today. You know, I love pulling these before each of my readings, and I've been really tuning in with this deck before quite often at the beginning of my day to just really see how I can be supportive and how my family can be supported throughout the day. So what do we need to hear for our collective community to take us through the rest of this week? Ooh, Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. What a powerful card. My cat brought home a new cat recently. Well, there you go. Your cat's finding their mate. But that's really lovely. It may, they're both male cats. Right on. Well, there you go. I mean, you know, sometimes our twin flames come in the form of these animal beings that we're meant to share our companionship with. And they also are such frequency workers, right? So they might be working your frequency to be calling in the love that is the twin flame. And they might be just what you need to support you in that. Okay, let's look at Medicine Mother. And make myself bigger. Actually, pardon me. I'm going to go back down and do that. Let's do it this way. Then you can see the card while I'm talking. Perfect. Okay. Take action and do what you know you need to do. Aha. Mother always knows best, they say, and it's true. We all know a maternal figure who's extremely intuitive and insightful, and this medicine mother has gone through many ups and downs. She has lived and she has lost. She knows what it's like to suffer and to want to give up. So the medicine of this card is that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to get it wrong sometimes, and it's okay for things to come to an end. It's not the end of the world. It's just the end of one chapter and the beginning of something new. The medicine mother reminds you that even though you will have lows, you aren't here to suffer. You're here to be supported and to support others. Let her give you the loving encouragement to take the next step forward. Okay, so the extended message here is that there's an old pattern rising up in you now, and it's time to deal with it and release it for good. You're being encouraged to love and respect yourself enough to take the steps you know you need to take to move closer to where you need to be. You already know the answers. You know what you need to do. You may have been using delay tactics or holding back, but now you're being guided to take action. Action requires courage, but your angels and guides are bringing you the courage to move forward. Take just one step. And when you do, the next one will be presented to you. Interesting, isn't it? And I feel like I had said that we were going to be pulling this card today, keeping in mind those first couple of questions that came in around death and loss, and then the scare with the husband's heart attack there. So just knowing that it's not the end, and that although love, things change and loss occurs, it's not the end, and you have all of the medicine that you need within you and around you to be able to take the next step and to take the next step and to continue to be held and empowered by your potent inner medicine mother. So blessings to all on that journey. Well, that speaks right to my question, basically. Another I had for another time. Beautiful. Well, killing two birds with one stone here. I love it. I'm so happy to hear that. All right. And last on the docket here, as always, to remember that we are on Beyond Karma on Tuesday afternoon, 5 p.m. Tomorrow, we've got the Beyond Crystal Code at 3 p.m. and then the Beyond the News at 8. And then a packed full day, Beyond Ravens tuning in with Janine. And then again, Beyond the News, viewer questions. Awesome. How exciting is that? Down the rabbit hole with Mom and I, and another Beyond the News on Thursday night. So we've got a stacked week coming up, and we are so grateful to have you joining us for all of it. Thank you so much for being here. I went over today almost by 10 minutes, and I still have many questions to answer. So if I didn't get to your question today, please come on back next week, and we'll see y'all here next time.